And now, the reason we got out of bed this morning, for music and the spoken giggles, Singing Mama and Auntie B are our very own soulful duets.
Hello!
Hello.
Whoa. Hi.
Flip. You should do that again. That's my finger. Up.
How's everybody doing?
Good. How are you?
Great.
Good.
Honey, how are you? Honey, how are you?
Oh, I'm good.
It's good.
Oh, we're echoey again. This is going to be
Yay,
fantastic.
echoes.
Hey, do you see my sea lady on here?
I do.
Anybody?
She's down there.
Over here.
She's right
This
there.
is Celeste, everybody.
Celeste. Warrior healer.
That's awesome, by the way. For your healing. That is so cool. So we have the Chad here with us today. Yay! And then we have Celeste. And we are going to be talking about emotion code and the power of like massage therapy.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness, we have so many people. I'm so excited. Michelle Berhan. I love her name. Did I mention that before?
Yes.
I love her name. Hi, good
Makes me
morning.
feel all soft and cuddly. Love to
Yeah.
you all from me. Well, love to you from all of us. And Greg.
Greg!
Shalom and good evening, sir.
Hello,
Well,
Greg.
good day.
Not good evening. It's
Yeah, I
morning.
know, but that's how the show says it.
Not our show.
Shalom and good evening.
Hi.
Hi, wait, you're new. Hi, Shalia. Hi.
Shalia.
It's like, hello.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's a really pretty name, Shalia.
The reason I got out of bed this morning, see? The music and the spoken giggles.
That's why we're here.
Howdy,
It's informative and fun.
Celeste. Hi, the Chad and Celeste. You got it wrong, Greg. It's Celeste.
Without
Right?
the
Without the
TE.
T.
Without the
No,
TE.
the TE, just the Celeste.
Mm-hmm.
Woohoo!
Like
Oh,
celestial, but
sprinkle.
not the chill.
Yay!
Hi, everyone. Hope everyone is enjoying this beautiful day. So
It
far,
is.
so good, Madam
Pretty gorgeous.
Sprinkle.
Hello to Michelle's daughter.
Hello, daughter. Hello, little Bahan.
We love you. Alrighty, so we are so excited about today's show because Celeste is here and she's going to tell us about what she does for a living and what she aspires to do with all the knowledge that she's gaining. So let you take that away.
Well, I'll just explain a little bit how I got into this. When I was about 15 years old, my mother actually had propane tanks fall on her, and she went to a massage therapist. Propane tanks are the ones that for welding. My dad has been doing auto body for
Big.
45 years. Yeah, they're really big, tall, and they fell on her, knocked her hip out. She went to a massage therapist and helped her. And I says, that's what I want to do when I grow up. So I decided I was going to go on a mission. I served an LDS mission. And then I was on my mission and I decided again, that's what I was going to do. So I went home, and in 96, I went to massage therapy, graduated, got into massage therapy, got my license in 97. So I've been doing it for 24 years now.
My goodness.
Yeah. And then
24 years.
24. Yeah.
That's
I love it. My whole goal was to help people. I wanted to help people, to help people feel better, and when I think it was 5 years into it, somebody had told me, oh, you're going to, learn energy. You're going to do energy work. And I went, no, I'm not doing energy work. And so then I realized massage therapy is that type of thing. So it's just been really fun. Then in the last, I'm going to say 2-3 years, is when I started learning emotion code and realizing that it helps, because people don't realize that you can have trapped emotions everywhere in your body causing the problems. And it's like Sabrina and I were speaking a little bit last night about emotions and how emotions, when you're going through something, you don't realize that sometimes at the time you're going through it, you sometimes can't handle it, so you suppress it.
Sweep it under
And
the
then at a
rug.
later time is when you can deal with it. And then, because you realize 10 years later or 5 years later that, wow, that was not as bad as I thought it was.
Mm.
At the time, it was bad.
Right.
And so,
The
yeah.
hindsight factor.
Yeah, exactly. And so I've decided to, I'm helping a lot of people with that. I became emotion code certified. And now I'm going in to become a master herbalist.
Oh, I love that.
I'm
love that.
Progressing and getting more and more so I can help people.
On a full body and soul, mind kind of deal.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because it's not just one thing, it's multiple things.
Mm.
So yeah. It's been an amazing road to learn all this. So yeah, and having Sabrina there, and
she's done a lot of work with me. Celeste has. I call her my sea lady because when I first saw her name, I could only see the sea because my eyes are funny. So I just called her sea lady, and now it's just stuck in my head as it's endearing to me. I hope that's okay still.
I don't have a problem with it.
And if I have an issue, yeah, that is exactly what she suggested that we read. And I've read through it.
I've listened to it twice.
Yeah, she has. And it's amazing because when I've had a specific issue, right? Like with my liver and kidneys and stuff, and I'll reach out to Celeste. Celeste is so fun to say. See you later. I'll reach out to her and she'll say, give me a little bit, right? And she'll do work from her side and I will feel it release. And she'll say, how do you feel? What happened? And I'll tell her. She's like, that's amazing. You can't make it up. I'm like, well, I could, but that'd be weird. And because you could feel it actually releasing. And I think you've done work on the Chad
Yes,
and Amelia as well.
I have.
Oh yeah, and their kids as well. Yeah,
3 of them, anyways.
True. And it's amazing.
For years. Now I'm healing, and it's not so easy.
Okay, I can't hear you very well.
Sorry, I was talking soft because you were still talking.
You should read it louder so I can hear you.
Under the breathness. So that's me. Suppressed trauma for years. Now I'm healing. It's not easy.
It's not easy. It really is not easy.
And Celeste needs you in Texas.
I'm in Utah.
You do the remote stuff all the time. Like you could do it like over continental areas, right?
Yeah, it can be proxy. So
proxy
all you
and remote.
have to do is just give me, your name and your age, and then you tell me what things that are going on. Like, it's like Sabrina will tell me, I've got something going on. I'm feeling either anxiety or stressed, and I'm like, okay, give me a few minutes, and let me take a look and see what's going on and find out what emotions are stuck. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. She's even found, and I want you to talk about this for a second, because you found like demonic entities, like dark.
Yeah, so it's called EER, or Easy Entity Release. I've been learning how to do that, where you go in and you can find actually trapped entities, or, it's interesting how you can find those. Sometimes, like with Sabrina, I have to say, with her, there's been times where I've went to get an emotion and it's stuck and it won't release. And then I have to go and find out, is it an entity? So then I go in, find out it's an entity, and then I can release the emotion.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of people don't realize that the negative stuff that happens to us isn't always just us, like our reaction to it. You can be daunted by dark forces that you can't see with your eyes.
Right.
But you can feel them And then you said there's something like a wormhole
Mm-hmm.
or a passageway that they get
Like
in.
an easy
Correct.
access.
So it's like a weakness in your armor.
Black
if you
hole.
will.
Black holes, even, yeah, it has a lot of them.
Me too.
And when you do that, you can close them or keep them open so only true light can come through. So that so you have those, but yet you want to get rid of the entities that are being stuck, that are causing a lot of this. And I've noticed that in some people that it's happened.
So how do you do it? Like, is it just all mentally that you just kind of connect with them?
Muscle testing. So I would connect. And I use Sabrina because I've done it on her quite a bit, and even with you. So I would connect with you consciously, your subconscious, and when I connect, because I have your name, you have your age, I will connect with you because I have. And the other thing is I have to say this very that you have to have permission from the person you're working on. Right. Because it would be me working on Jami and not having her permission. That to me is wrong on all levels, because you just don't want to do that. So it would be connecting with the person that you're working on and finding out what emotions are trapped. So then I go in and I find out, and I do muscle testing because I can muscle test when I'm connected to you, and I'll get yes and no's. And I do pendulum, or I do muscle testing. There's a lot of different types of muscle testing you can use that will help you find out what it is. And so I'll do the muscle testing to find out, and there's like, on the page that I have, there's like 60, I think there's like 60 emotions, and I can go through all 60 emotions within a couple of minutes and find out the exact one, whether it is, I'm going to say anxiety or depression or whatever. And then I go through, and sometimes what happens is I'll ask, okay, is there more that I need to know? Sometimes it'll say yes. Sometimes it'll say no. If it says yes, then I got to find out the age. So I find out. Go ahead.
Is that when you like ask the pendulum kind of thing?
Yeah, or I muscle test. So I'm asking you. I'm asking your subconscious. I'm not asking the pendulum.
Cool.
The pendulum's giving me the answer. Okay. So I'm learning to get my intuition even better so that it's the pendulum or the muscle testing is a second witness.
Right.
For me. So if I get a yes, the pendulum tells me yes, I know that that's what it was. So it's kind of one of those things that I'm doing. So then I find out the age. Sometimes I got to find out if it's hereditary or generational or inherited. You can inherit it from your mother. You can inherit from your father. And then you can go back and you can find out. My nephew, I found out that he had anger, and it went back 17 generations. So when I'm doing that emotion code, what you're doing is you're releasing all 17 generations back. So where it went back from 17 generations where it started, I say that I am the conduit to helping that release. So it releases all the way back. So when I'm doing that and it's releasing, when I'm in that releasing mode, everybody who had inherited that is present for that release.
I love it.
So you're healing. So when they talk about doing genealogy work, you're doing genealogy work with emotions.
That's pretty cool.
It is.
So say, for example, let's take a hypothetical, and we're going to throw in the chat for our hypothetical. Say, is that okay? Is that okay?
Sure.
Sure. I mean, I don't have to. Yeah, you can. Okay. So say TheChad and his family had a problem with biting their nails. Okay. Biting your nails tends to be like anxiety. It can be anger, it can be depression, lots of worry. Right. And if it's a generational thing, it's not just the behavior, it's the emotions involved.
Correct.
So if you did work on TheChad, the possibility here is to relieve that anger and anxiety and depression, all these things that were connected to his parents and just generationally that way. Would it also help release it for children as well?
Yes.
Really?
Yep. It releases
fan.
backwards. The way I explain it is it releases backwards, forwards, upside down. It releases in all directions. Wherever it was, wherever it started, it releases from everybody that it has affected.
That's amazing.
That is really cool. That's really cool. And you can also do it on yourself too, right?
Yes. Yes. You can learn how to do it. That's why I suggested you guys to, you and Jami to get the book, to read it. And I tell people, read the book. I would rather have people learn how to do it and know how to do it. So if, say they can't get with me, they can at least do it themselves. Sometimes, you need the help.
Do you show the book again?
Yeah.
Morning, Kevin.
Kevin.
Yeah, the emotion code, you guys. It's an amazing book. There's a lot of different examples of different individuals' experiences. Plus, it starts out, it's so easy to understand. And we already do so many things already that, you just need little tiny hints to help you see it a little better. Right? Like, for example, holding, when you're asking the truth about something, leaning towards something generally means, yes, it's okay. Yes, it's true. Leaning away from it means, no, it's not true. No, it's not okay. Right. These are very normal things that we do. Our soul already knows.
Correct.
Good morning, Jami.
Hi, Jamers.
My
cousin is named after me.
It's true. It's really cool. I like this because it's very basic, but it's like we just didn't notice.
And it's easy. Mm-hmm. It really is easy. Sometimes we make it harder than what it really is.
I'm really good at that.
Me too.
Complicate the hell out of something. Sorry, Jacqueline. Just totally, I can do that.
When you do this, you tend to feel the person's pain.
That's for you.
Do I, when I do this, do I feel the person's pain? Not necessarily, no. Now, when I'm doing massage therapy, there's a difference in that. And I'll explain and there's a lot of times because when I'm touching them, as I'm working on somebody, I can actually say, sometimes I feel it within my own body, and I'll say, okay, have you been fighting headaches during this week? And they'll say, well, yeah, I have. How did you know? I'm distinguishing what's mine and what's theirs.
Yeah.
And I usually do. Sometimes if I'm doing a certain muscle, I can feel it radiate up through my arm. Yes. Mm-hmm. So I can without emotion code. No, I don't.
Oh, that's man. That's awesome.
That's true. I have a lot of tension in my back.
Mm-hmm.
And every time anybody's rubbed my back. Good old anybody. They have a tendency to feel a lot of the pain in their hands.
Mm-hmm.
And like, shake it out. Shake it out.
And usually when they do that, they haven't put a barrier. And it's very important when you're working on people that you have boundaries. Mm-hmm. So important to have a boundary. Because if you don't have those boundaries, you can take on their energy, and you don't want to do that.
Right.
Because it's not healthy for you and it's not healthy for them.
Oh, okay.
I agree. This is one of the reasons why I stress carefully. I'm just going to go off on a little thing just for a second here. When parents are with their kids out and about, kids young, okay, skin on skin is so important. It's not just about holding on to your kid, okay? Right. Doing massage therapy in this light, you're going to understand that skin on skin is an emotional connection. It's an emotional protection for the child.
Yes.
And in this manner, that child is more protected than any other child.
Correct.
That's why it's so important. I will stress it forever. When you have your kids out and about, skin on skin, always. It's the most important thing you can do with them.
Right.
To keep them safe.
Right.
It's so comforting, but it's so protective.
Yeah. It is.
Kind of gross, but if you rub a little earwax on your fingernails,
oh, I don't.
It'll be quite rude. Mindfulness bell next time.
Well, I hope.
Oh man!
No, next time you want to bite your nails,
Wow.
I'm washing my hands after every massage.
My lovely
No, I think
Marina,
it's
I
just,
love
like,
you.
You have a hard time not biting your nails.
job.
I think that's what she's talking about.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Dig your finger in your ear.
Oh, yeah.
I know I've done that on accident, and it's nasty. It's nasty. Yeah, all of my family is suck energy, and I have so much problems with my back.
Mm,
I think
Well,
it's
and two, a lot of times people don't realize if you go in and you start looking, back problems, lower back problems is usually money issues.
really.
Yes.
well,
So
I
it's something-
got hit by a bat though.
Well,
That's that issue.
that's different.
I'm totally sorry. Go ahead. I just think that's funny. Go ahead.
But usually people who are not hit by a bat,
Thank you.
usually it is usually money issues, and it's generational. It's passed on. Things that are passed on. It's sayings that are used like, money doesn't grow on trees. Well, money does grow on trees if you really think about it, because you got fruit.
Well, yeah,
not
and
being
it's
real
paper.
green
So
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is if you look at it as a whole, there's a lot of sayings that we've been taught. There's one that came up the other day: children should be seen and not heard. That was back in the generations.
right.
My grandmother used to say that.
Yeah.
These are things that are so incorrect, and they're passed on, that we have to correct.
Agreed.
So she's
I
saying
agree.
that even when she was working on her cousin and her husband remotely, even though she protected herself, she could still feel the pain. It's my validation that I'm working with the right area.
And I agree. I think that you some people do. I'm just talking energy wise, putting those borders up. Some people do feel the pain.
Mhm.
I have not had that experience as of yet. If I do, I will let you all know. But right now, I haven't had that experience. So some people, everybody's different.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of it has to do with how emotionally you normally are too.
Yes.
Like, because like me and Brie are cancers, and
Mhm.
they're one of the
Yes,
most
we
emotional
are.
signs out there.
She
And-
knows. She knows.
Yeah,
Oh,
we've
she knows.
talked about this, and I know you guys have talked about this. Because with being empathic, you have a tendency to feel everybody else's feelings in some way or
Mhm.
another.
Yeah, I have a son who's a Cancer.
Yeah,
Yep.
so you get it.
Yeah.
And so I think those that have a more emotional approach to things should build up that protection a little bit
Yes.
more before they
Mhm.
start trying to help others with theirs. They need to protect themselves a little bit more.
Well, and two, if you're talking, if you want to go a little deeper, you talk about fire, water, air, and all of those.
Earth.
If you're water, you're going to take on more people's
Exactly.
energy,
And that's what we are. Is
because
water.
it's like water. Water
Like
goes
water
downstream. It picks everything up as it goes down.
It's like Bruce Lee's theme.
Yeah.
You
Mhm.
water.
Not his theme. But his code.
His thing.
Not
Oh
his
no! That so just happened. Oh, we went from butts to things. Oh man.
This is interesting. Lower back always
My
hurts since
goodness.
I had my last baby. Are you having money issues, Jane?
Well, and if Jami, if you've had lower back problems, did you have an epidural?
Oh, yeah, I did too.
Yeah, that can cause it too. Those are residual. That doesn't go away.
You're a Cancer too? When's your birthday, Michelle?
Cancer's in the house.
Sometimes I feel like my ankles are tight. Me too.
Sometimes you feel ankles are tight. Well, and that, we're on our feet all day long if that's what you're doing.
True.
It depends. It depends on what's going on in our life to
Mhm.
make,
Absolutely.
it's a big picture. You got to look at the big picture. And that's sometimes with the medical world, they're not looking at the big picture. They're just covering up. They're giving you stuff instead of going, okay, let's find out why the back hurts.
They just want to cover it up.
Yeah, it's give them a pill.
Mhm.
That's me. I'm the type of person, I want to help people feel better so that they don't have to do that.
Right.
I agree with you on that. I think there's a really cool symmetry thing going here between TheChad and you, C Lady, because Chad is really into physical health, right? He's makes sure that he goes to the gym, he makes sure he eats what he's supposed to, and I love that. That kind of example to me is incredible.
Yes.
And so he's very good with that. It's probably one of the best examples I've ever seen in my life. And that's saying a lot. And then C Lady here is the one that has really been able to help me express this emotion from inside to outside, to release it. And through reading the emotion code and the discussions that we've been able to have, it's as if I have this merged idea. Forgive me, all of you, if this is weird, because I have a tendency to say weird stuff. But it's like a morphed She-Ra He-Man kind of deal. So like outside, I feel like I have the ability to someday be like the He-Man. And inside, I have the ability to be the She-Ra. And you two, in my mind, are representative of what I'm aspiring for. I really am, because I have my own abilities. We all do, right? But if we stop learning, we die.
Yep.
Yep, okay? You're right.
You're not living if you're not learning.
Mm-hmm.
The same is true if you don't have anything to teach someone.
Right.
So I love that you both are still constantly doing that. Jami and I both love that. Mm-hmm. We love to talk to people who have the ability to keep going through all of the, close your ears, Jacqueline, the fucked up shit. Hey, you can open them again, because it's a big deal.
It is.
So
it's important.
So TheChad.
Yes.
I know that she's done some work with you. Mm-hmm. C Lady has. Did you recognize the difference?
I felt different, strange.
I can't hear you, buddy.
I felt different and strange. I don't know.
How many times was it?
I think I only did once.
Yeah.
Once, but what was interesting with Chad was when I worked on him, I tried working on him multiple times. There was something that was stopping. Mm-hmm. And then eventually I was able to work on him.
Mm-hmm.
So it was something
I think it was when we had to have him verbally say that he accepts it rather than just thinking it.
Right.
Like into manifestation kind of thing. When you verbally say it, it's a lot stronger than if you're just thinking it.
Exactly.
I love that. I really do. Because I think sometimes we have to be able to build the trust, right?
Thanks, Jacqueline.
She is the best. I will give you that for sure. But we have to build up trust with people, right? So even though we have walls, they're there for a reason.
Oh, yeah.
Every wall is there for a reason. Mm-hmm. And I love that you kept trying, and that we worked through that kind of stuff. And I hope that it's something that can continue.
Yeah, she's Jacqueline's daughter.
That's Jami. Have you met her?
I've never met her, but I have worked on her, yes.
She's amazing. She's so all the amazing people.
Knowledge is so powerful. I love learning different things. Yes, Debbie. And hello from earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, hi.
Abe Adams.
So I want to bring this discussion to the emotion part of it, because I know all of us have really hard emotions sometimes. We all do. You're human, so you get hit with stuff that you don't know how to handle. Mm-hmm. We all have a default setting that we go to because we've kind of learned where to land in that. So some people, when they feel like something's been done wrong to them, they go right to anger. Boom. Angry. Blow up. Some people go right to self-hatred. That's huge. Some people go right to self-hatred, right? What did I do wrong? Why am I so horrible? Why is this happening to me? So the victim stance. Other people just don't know what the heck, Jacqueline, what the heck happened, right? They're just like lost. No matter what the response is, and there's others. Mm-hmm. What part of the spectrum do you land on? I'll ask all of you. We'll go from Jami to Chad, C Lady, me, and then we'll go somewhere else from there, but I want to just stick with that. So Jamelia, when big emotional stuff hits you.
Well, normally I've been really paying attention to that lately. But in the past, it's usually been defense.
Defense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Go on defense and just like, what the heck are you talking about?
Okay.
It's probably
The
defense and anger. But
That's
more
That's an honest answer. I like it. Defensive anger. Okay. The Chad.
Yes.
What about you?
Good question.
I go from 0 to anger really fast.
Do ya?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I
You-
have to come back down.
So we have 2 fire reactions together. Awesome. Awesome. That's why there's spice there.
We have a Taurus moon, so you know.
There you go.
Doors.
Okay, so with me, what I used to be to what I am now
Mhm.
is I would get angry. Now I have to take a step back and go, okay, is this mine or is this theirs? Because with learning what I'm learning is I have to realize that sometimes when people get angry or do things to you, it's a reflection of what's going on with them. And it's not always about you.
Mhm.
It's what's going on in their life that's affecting them that way.
Mhm.
And so I have to take a step back. Sometimes I do internalize it, and I go, oh, wait, I got to stop. That's not mine. And I have to walk away from it. But overall, I'm stepping back and going, okay, taking my own advice
Mhm.
and listening to myself and saying, you know what, this isn't mine. Don't take it personal. It's like water off a duck's back, just let it-
Nice.
I like that.
You take more like of a logical, analytical step
Yes, I do.
instead of an explosive step.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That is very good. So what happened yesterday for me was a very emotional thing, and I passed out. I was just like, it just hit my heart, and suddenly I was not conscious anymore. I had a physical reaction that took me completely out of the situation mentally. So that's where I was.
Were you on the bed?
No,
Oh, that's not good.
I was standing. Mhm.
Oh,
I didn't break anything, not even
did
me.
you have your helmet on?
I'm not going to reply to that one. And all right. So, with whatever, do you want to read that?
I should probably get Celeste's contact. Need?
Absolutely. I'll help you.
I'll need some more.
Yeah.
Hey, that is very cool. If there's if you have a link or an email address or something that you would like for us to put up here on a banner, will you put that in the private chat so we can
Okay,
just
I'll
transfer
do
it
that.
over? Okay. So while she's doing that, thanks,
Wait,
Greg.
sorry.
That's okay. She's gonna put something in the private chat, and then you can just put it on a banner.
Yep.
It's her contact info. Okay, so now that we know that about ourselves, I want to see. So that was our default, right? And all of us are trying to do better. We hopefully have seen a pattern in ourselves, right? My pattern is, hey, I take on a lot, right? And I just I sing it out when I can, but most of the time I just try and like sit with it. And I'm not sure that's the right path for me because I pass out. Losing consciousness is a bit hard on your body when you're standing and you're big. So, not that it's easy when you're not big.
Sorry,
But I
what do you
want
want to say on the banner? Celeste,
So
do you want me to send your age and full name, or
What's that?
just
That's
your
just-
email address, or what do you want me to say?
Email address. You can put my email address and my name on there. Is fine. And then they can just email me.
Okay.
sweet bits of sunshine. Hello. Right on. Crafts are awesome. Okay, so when working with this kind of stuff, Missy Lady, can you address each one of us and kind of see what path you would take to help us out if we were to ask you?
Well, okay. So my first thing is I always try to start, even with people I work on, but during massage therapies, I start people out with meditation.
Nice.
Number one, meditation. People will say, hey, and I'll be the first to say, when I heard meditation, I'm like, you think of the yogis,
I like it.
I didn't know how to meditate until I started listening to Dr. Joe Dispenza, who I get on Amazon. You can get on YouTube. You can look him up. And
I did. He's awesome.
Yeah, very much so. But I learned a simple way to do it. So I teach people to take 5 minutes out of the day. And this is what I teach them. And I've learned tapping.
Yeah, I love tapping.
I've learned tapping. And I tell people what I want you to do is just take 5 minutes before you go to bed. Turn something uncomfortable, something without words, but something you can just listen to. And then take and breathe. You've got to learn to breathe. Take deep breaths, focus on your breathing for 5 minutes, and then just tap on your heart. Just tap and breathe. What that does is that puts you in a mode of relaxation, and now you've become in the now, and you've just meditated for 5 minutes. As simple as that.
That's awesome. And I love that's a great way to start. I know Engaged Reiki, which is Kevin. He does a lot of meditation. He does mindfulness. We have mindfulness Mondays with him. So I know that he's been on here trying to express how important meditation is. So I love that you begin with that.
Yes.
Because I think everybody would agree that has tried it, that meditation is an amazing tool to bring us right to now.
Well, and it brings you closer to the source.
Agreed. To God. Yep.
It really does, because you're now in the now, you're in who you're meant to be. And that's where people need to be, instead of in this busy world that we're in. We now take time for ourselves, which nobody really does.
It's actually something that is almost taboo. Like, you either take all the time for yourself, right? And you're the victim eternally, or you're completely the opposite, where you're spending all your time for other people. There has to be a balance.
Correct.
And that's what you're saying. I like it.
Yeah. We need balance in everything. I mean, and my thing is even when I started doing all this, I've been being prompted to do everything that I'm doing. I was going to do body code, but something has pulled me back with body code and told me that I need to do, to become a master herbalist. Body code has to come later. So, it's listening to the source, listening to God, listening to what it is you're supposed to be doing. Takes time, but you do it and you're better off.
Do you think there's more than one way to meditate? I think yes, absolutely. But I want to know your...
Absolutely. You've got to do what works for you. I mean, Joe Dispenza does it. There's so many others that do it. You've got to find your niche. You got to find your groove. I just teach people a simple way to start out, and then you follow your path on how to do it.
That's amazing. I think that the Chad does that when he goes and works out. I've seen some of his videos, and I tried to talk to him while he was there. I'm telling you, when he's in the zone.
He's in the zone.
Right? And I think, do you think, is that true? Is that a true statement? That's where you have your meditation time?
I don't know, because it's all, you're getting your heart rate up, you're like, wow.
It doesn't relax him.
It's not relaxing, it's more intense, because I do, because my workouts are extreme. I kind of push myself. So
to failure? Do you go to failure?
Always.
Nice.
But yeah, I don't think it would be meditation. I'm just go. There's no. But
there's no in the moment.
I do get it in the zone, but not where it's relaxing.
And I think he's saying meditation is a little bit different than what he's doing.
Okay. I have a hard time understanding you, Chad, is all.
Right.
I'm sorry.
And
I understood that.
I meditate, and there's just sometimes where I can't even relax. I'm just, my anxiety or whatever it is, I just, even trying to breathe, I just can't focus. I don't know if it's just the way I'm wired. Or there are some times where I can meditate, but most of the time it's just like other thoughts and other shit goes in my head, and constantly. And my mind's weird, because then it's worried about one thing and then flipping worried about something else, and it's just all over the place. And I've never understood that. So anyway, I've been trying to meditate as much as I can, but like I said, when I try to meditate, it's just my mind just races too much.
Well, and if the thing is with that, you can meditate, and if you're when you meditate, you're going to always have stuff coming into your head. That's normal. If you don't, you're dead.
Yeah, right.
You're not dead. You're very alive.
And the one thing that I've learned, and I learned this through Dr. Joe Dispenza, was if it comes in, you just tell it, hey, you know what? Right now I'm meditating. I will deal with that later. It's going to do that. It's going to take time.
And
Kevin
practice.
kind of says something like that too about
Mhm.
when you have the anger at the door or whatever, and you can feel it coming in. You say, "I love you. I don't need you right now." You go over there.
Right. Absolutely.
But it all takes practice.
Yes, it does. It
For
does.
sure.
It really, really does.
Don't expect it to work overnight because it's going to take time.
Wow. I think the reason why I've been able to catch on, and Kevin and I have talked quite a bit about this, and so have you and I, Celes.
Yep.
When I was in the dentist chair, very loud.
That's very loud. It's very loud.
What is?
That.
Oh, they
you're,
can't-
I'm
can they hear
saying
me?
you're moving it.
Oh, sorry.
But we can understand you though, so that's good.
That's what I was
But
trying to do.
Perfect. When I was sitting in the dentist chair, both times the last 2 weeks, I can't even tell you guys the amount of anxiety I had. I could have thrown up on him like easily. That's why I didn't eat before he went, because it's not something to do. But I was crying because I was so scared. I was shaking so bad, and I'm getting in there, and they're getting ready to stab me in the face. Just give me a shot. And I'm sitting there and thinking Kevin was saying, breathe in to count to 7, breathe out to count to 7. And I'm like, I'm going to go to 15 because I needed to. You just pick a number, whatever. And so I'm doing it, and I can feel the pain. I'm right there with it, but I'm also counting and making sure I'm breathing like the full diaphragm, the whole breath, right? And bawling while this is happening. But I stayed there with it. And I think that's one of the first times I was able to ever do that through the whole thing. And it was hard. This is not something easy, but you're worth it. Every single one of you are worth it.
Mhm.
Hard is what it's about. You can do it because you're here, right?
Exactly.
And I felt so proud of that. And then the second time I was like, I already did it once. I'm good. Like, I don't want to do it again. Like, that's, I did it. And then, when I did it the second time, it wasn't as hard. It was still hard, but because I had accomplished it one time, I knew I could do it. Doesn't mean I'm not going to mess up. Doesn't mean I'm not going to freak out. But for that time, for that moment, I didn't hold the future accountable. I just held right then. Right?
Right.
And that's what was amazing. And it works if you freaking give it everything you have. And when you go to the gym, Chad, that's what you do. You give it everything you have. I know you do. Your body is proof. My saliva coming out of my face. Proof.
You know about what Miss Empress said? Thank you. Blush you.
We love you. Plus, I think it weird. My sister. I was going to say your sister, but that'd be weirder.
That would be even weirder.
It's funny to me to do such things. Yeah, I breathe. I breathe.
She likes to make it awkward.
Love you
What was
too.
she saying?
That's even better.
Celeste, or not Celeste. Empress. She has that problem when she's trying to read. I can't make it through the page sometimes.
Me too.
Me too.
I do that too. And it's like, I'll be reading and it's like, then something else pops in and I'm thinking of it and then I have to go read it again.
You have to go back and read it again.
And then after about 5 times, then I'll start reading and then I'll start falling asleep.
Yep.
Really?
Yes.
That's how I am too.
Ever since I was young, when I'd start reading, I'd do that. And then there at the end, I couldn't even get through a paragraph without falling asleep and dozing off. So,
Oh,
I don't know. It was weird.
my goodness. I think of a book I want to buy and I'm awake forever.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I can't wait till it comes. That's amazing. We all have different things, right?
Yeah.
So have you tried reading it out loud? Would that help you?
No.
It's still the same if I read it out loud or two.
Yeah, he just starts mumbling and then.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Or I'll be reading, oh, what about this? Oh, yeah, what about this? Or what about that? And then, oh my goodness. But it don't happen when I'm working out, though. When I'm working out, I'm focused. So maybe I just
you
ain't
should
focused.
listen to books while you work out.
Yeah, I'll listen to my heavy metal.
Heavy metal.
That's not that
I mean, we had Todd on here, and I think you and Todd should be on at the same time, the Chad.
Yeah,
I think we would
we
really
should do
enjoy
that.
that.
Yeah, we should.
because you would definitely know more of the music genre stuff that
Yeah,
he's talking about.
We look a little,
Of course.
I don't know what the word is, but not that.
Not
Not-
metal.
Not knowing metalness.
You don't know metal? What?
I
Well, we
don't.
know some of it.
I
We
can
just don't know
remember.
like the hard stuff.
I'm
Well,
just as clueless as C Lady sitting here going, what do I do now? Like, it's the same, like,
No, I
Go
know
ahead.
metal. I just don't listen to it.
she does stuff.
I know.
See
I
how
just
cool
don't
you
listen to
are?
it.
Well, when I was in high school, that's what kind of helped me through high school is,
Mhm.
you know, like Metallica. I started listening to Metallica and then all the other bands, and I could relate to them. And
Yeah.
it was through music where you can relate. Just like some people like the symphony or orchestra or rap. I don't know about rap, but you know.
Well, some people do. No, it's
Exactly.
true.
See,
Right.
exactly.
You're
You
right.
like Tom McDonald?
Oh, I love Tom
Yeah,
McDonald.
he's a rapper.
Yeah, I know.
The best rapper ever. Ever.
But he has a little. Yeah.
He's very individual.
Yes.
Well, that's really cool. So we all have different ways to relate to the world, and we all can find somebody out there who has an experience just like us.
Mhm.
We find what we have in common. The rest falls away if it's like loving, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what I love so much about this space. Every time we come on here, we bring somebody on. We don't agree on everything, and that is totally okay. We find what we do agree with, and on that, we can just find a way to embrace each other through the internet. I love you all. Squishy.
Oh, hey.
So Celeste, I want to ask you, what was the hardest part for you about learning emotion coding?
I would say it was the muscle testing.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, I think it would be more being aware of my intuition. I would say more my intuition and listening to it, stopping and just listening. That would be, you know, it be in the quiet space. I don't like when I'm headed to work. I don't like listening to anything. That's my time between me and God. You know, I pray as I'm headed to work, and it's 20 minutes to work.
That's good.
And that's what I enjoy doing. You know, I listen to, you know, certain things, but overall, my hardest thing for that was, would say intuition, but I've been becoming more aware of it and listening more to it.
That's amazing. So you're even saying practice here is what is helping you too. That's the perfect
Yes.
thing. No matter what you do, no matter how much you know about whatever your specialty is, there's always a way to expand it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Oh yeah.
I love that. Oh, we love you, Betty.
Betty. Betty Daly.
Alrighty. So if we could leave everybody with one thought, and we're going to go around and let everybody do this. One thought about today that you would like people to think about, or just a blessing to hand out, something to leave people with. And we're going to start with Celeste this time, because you know, on the spot is my thing. Something you could
That's
leave.
all right.
Something you could leave people with that is just you've learned or you love or something inspirational out of you for the people, and go.
I would say that mine would be, I tried to put this into words, would be to not take everything personal. To step back when somebody does something, says something, to stop and step back and realize that what's going on in their life and what they're doing, they may take it out on you, is not about you, is not your problem, is not your issue. You know, you just need to love them for who they are and realize, let it go.
I love that. I love that. The Chad.
Well, just be humble. and be positive, and like me and my wife always says, positive thoughts equal positive outcome. And if you do that, yeah, sometimes I have trouble, but still I'm practicing,
Right.
and Jamie's been showing me a lot of putting it out there in the universe, asking, and she's really good at always grounding me, not grounding me. But
You're
she always
grounded.
keeps me. She always keeps me grounded, and it's just love, and pray for not just your family but everybody, because Jesus loves everybody. He died for everybody. So keep everybody in your prayers, and forgive, and just love and show compassion for people. And like Jamie's teaching me how to, because I'm a very not social person. If you see somebody, like an elderly lady with nice hair, tell her, because that might brighten her day. She might be down, or just whatever. Just be positive to all people. I'm not just saying the elderly, but yes, be nice to elderly, but to all people, and just because they might be going through a bad time, and just saying hi, how are you doing? Well, have a good day, might pick them up. And that's all I have. But I need to practice what I preach, because sometimes I forget to do that. But
So
that's
practice what you preach.
yes.
Is that what your takeaway?
But like in my head, like I said, it's constantly thinking of other stuff, and I just need to stop it and concentrate.
And we're all works in progress. Every single one of us.
Yep.
We're all human.
None of us are perfect, and if we were, we wouldn't be here.
Agreed.
So love, be positive, and that's it.
Wonderful. Jamelia.
Thank you.
I would say look up what the word love means. In the Bible, it says it is not boastful, it is patient, it is kind, and it says a lot of other things. You can't hear me? Is that better?
Yeah.
I do apologize. It's like whenever he plugs in the microphone, mine goes out.
I got the power.
You do. You have the power.
He stole it.
Put it at her, Yeah.
Well,
So
Thank you. That's perfect.
thank you. I appreciate that. I'll just put this one up like this. So, I think being slow to anger is a big deal for a lot of people, especially now with everything that's going on. And if we can always, like what Celeste was saying, step back and really pay attention to what the other person is saying to you. Because, we had this issue just a little bit ago. It's not about you, it's about them when they're coming at you like that. And I really think that's a huge thing right now, because a lot of people are getting offended when they don't need to be offended. So taking things personally all the time is just going to hurt everybody around you. So just be loving, be kind, be gracious, and keep the Jesus with you all the time.
Yeah.
And always keep a cozy blanket so you can hug on it
True.
and pretend like you're hugging someone else.
It's a good idea. I
Or
like
wrap
it.
it around you and you can act like it's someone hugging you.
Or your Supergirl.
Or you're super good. This is my cape today.
Super Auntie B. That's a long name.
super entity.
I agree. I agree with everything you guys have said. And I think I would just want to add one thing, and that is to be gentle with yourself.
Yes.
We have a tendency that we can really judge ourselves critically, and be super hard. I know I can be of me. I have a bit, that's really generous, of OCD, and I like things just so. All right. And it doesn't mean it's right or not right. I just know in my head it's supposed to be this way. That's what my head says.
Uh-huh.
But I know that when I'm doing my best and I don't have the energy to refix something for the 100th time, I just have to kind of let it go. And that is really hard for me to be able to say, you know what, not anymore today.
Yeah.
For the rest of the day, I'm going to be gentle, like just chill. And so I want to throw that in there because while we're doing all this learning, while we're relearning what actual love is, we have to remember that this is our first time being this old. Whatever age you are, it's your first time. It's your first time being this old and this many days and this many hours and this many seconds. It's your first time. You can't be expected to be perfect at it because it's your first time. You're brand new. So
That's awesome.
we have to remember that we're doing this for the first time. So just like you would be gentle with a kid, be gentle with yourself. I've never been almost 42 before like this. Not this close. Never. See? And the same is true for you two. So it's new. So we can just relax.
Thank you.
You're not supposed to be perfect. And this is really true for me. I want to be so perfect all the time. It's just, and I got this so strong this morning from the Jesus, just like, chill. I love you, damn it. Like, you're fine. I like you how you are right now, no matter what. Yeah, I swear to you. He said that thought was a damning thought.
Ooh.
So not to damn myself, which is condemning myself, right? And so I'm like, all right, I am sorry, you are right. So now when I have that thought, I think, okay, that's just thought. That's not me, right? And so I have to say, okay, I don't have to be perfect. Jesus didn't tell me to be perfect. He just said to love me and love other people. So, and I have to just keep loving it away, not hating it away, because that's more critical.
Right.
And it's hard to learn, but I'm doing it. And also, just as a side note, and this is for Chad, the Chad.
Side note.
When you were talking, your mom was there.
I like
So
to
you
think
know.
she's always there. Yes.
Yeah, but
That's awesome.
I saw her, so that's how I know.
I know.
And she
Yeah.
loves you so big.
I love her so big. And I miss her.
Alrighty. You guys, this has been a fantastic show. You guys are
Yes,
all
sir.
amazing people. Having the Chad and having my sea lady friend.
Yes. I'd like
on
another
here
reading.
has been incredible. If anybody would like to get a hold of Celeste, please email her at warriorhealer2019@yahoo.com.
Yahoo!
And I can't wait to hear what happens with this. Do you charge? What do you charge? Is there?
When I do emotion code, yeah, I charge $45, and that's for a session. I try to stay reasonable because a lot of people can't always afford some of it. So I try to stay down where people can afford it.
Okay. Alrighty. Please reach out to her. She's an amazing gal. She is forthright. You will always know where you stand with her, and she's amazing. And she's just amazing. You guys, this is wonderful. Is there anything else anyone needs to say before we are out of here and pray us out?
Nope.
Alrighty. All right. Thank you so much for being here, both of you. I love it. I love it.
My
We'll
pleasure.
have to do this again.
I'll see you
Right?
next Friday.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to pray. We're going to pray for everybody on the other
Side.
side of the screen. There you go. The Chad. There we go. We're going to pray for all of you and your families, anyone you come in contact with. We want to,
Safe travels.
Safe travels. Excellent. Yes. To help lift up everyone we come in contact with, everyone who hears the sound of our voices, everybody who's watched this or is around anybody who's watched it. Okay. We want everybody to feel the love for yourself and for others, for children that need to be found, for the ones that are searching for them. For Tristan, who's still in the hospital. So we're going to keep him definitely in the prayers. And for everyone on the screen as well.
Amen.
You're up, lady.
Okay. Our who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the Sorry, I had to take my earphones out because it's affected by the echo. And you're muted. You're muted.
I did that on purpose. All right.
Okay.
So,
And
we're throwing out blessings, y'all. Get them ready. Get your blessings ready. There we go. And your blessing. Bless everybody. All the blessings for all the people. All right.
Smack you with the blessing.
All righty. We love you guys so much. And we hope you have a wonderful weekend. And we will see you back here Monday,
Monday morning.
10:30 Mountain Standard Time. Don't forget who you are. Thank you to our guests. And we will see you guys then. Have a great one.
Have a good one, guys.
Yeah.
God bless.
And now, the reason we got out of bed this morning for music and the spoken giggles, Singing Mama and Auntie B are our very own soulful